we've been missing. Come on, baby. Baby, come home.
Welcome back, Cindy Dole. We are at the Go Green Expo at the LA Convention Center. Home Wizards here every Saturday to help you find your way to come home to a place and just have what I call the experience. And maybe means saving energy and saving money and having a garden where you are just feeling pampered and luxurious and you can relax, and it just so happens you can save water at the same time. Is that asking too much? Well, no, not according to John Lauterbach, who is another great landscape designer. His work is now going to be shown off, as is the case as a couple others we just talked to moments ago, at the Pasadena Showcase House. And so, John, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And so your space at the Showcase House is the cottage garden, and the cottage garden looked like what before you started to work on it?
Actually it was pretty much just a patch of weeds surrounding a central watering, old watering hole for horses. It was an old stable, and basically just dirt and weeds.
Not much going
trees,
on.
No plant life, no nothing.
And so your mission was to create a cottage garden. What is a cottage garden to you?
Well, in this case, I was thinking originally that I wanted to do a sculpture garden. It ended up being an English cottage pottery garden.
Oh.
And in my case, I wanted to keep it formal, but colorful, fun, and just a really happy place, very tranquil.
And that makes sense because the home is an English architecture style home that dates back, to the 20s, 30s, and so you're kind of playing with that, so it mimics the vibe of the home.
Correct, especially the cottage in the back, and actually the interior of the old cottage was done, I believe, by Joshua Kane, and he did try to do mostly English in there, and I tried to carry the theme outside.
Nice. So when you are looking at an English garden, what are some of the plants that we would expect to have in an English cottage garden for those of us who don't know where to begin and we want to kind of have that feeling in our outdoor space?
Well, I guess in England and in here is going to be a little different because we can't get all the plants that they have, but some of them we can. And in my space right now, the main trees that really dictate the area are the deodoras. I have deodoras, evergreen elms, and sumacs to try to create just kind of like that old Hansel and Gretel in the forest feel. I've got a few fruit trees, citrus trees. I used a lot of dwarfs because I tried to create a lot of hedging and tiering. And out here, the plants grow a lot for cooler climates. So I used dwarf euonymuses, dwarf olives, westringia, a few different types of grasses as my base. And in a lot of areas, I have a lot of color, so a lot of annual color.
What colors are we looking at?
Well, I've got almost every color in the book out there. I do have ranunculus, which I have. There's quite a few colors of ranunculus, and I've used we're going to be changing it out throughout the show, probably every couple of weeks, just to kind of highlight several different annuals that would work great in that area. Marigolds, petunias, pansies, a little bit of everything.
Boy, it sounds really pretty. How would you suggest that we begin with a color palette in our garden anyway? Because, I think a lot of us, we love color, and it's really easy just to say, okay, I want to have every color in the rainbow, but then doesn't that sometimes look messy? So should we pick a few colors or 5 colors, or how do we give it that landscape designer look in terms of a color palette?
Yeah, I usually always push one of my clients to a palette. Of course, there's always obviously the rainbow palette, which a few people like. To me, it's a little busy. I usually like to push someone towards the whites, pinks, and purples, or white, purple, yellows, and oranges. Those
Oh.
are two of my favorite palettes right there. It's just with the plants that we have around here, those are some of the best colors and the best blooms that go together.
Yeah, I can really see the purple with the orange. That looks so good together, doesn't it?
It's great. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. A little bit of yellow popped in with the orange is great, too.
And then in terms of having a cottage garden that isn't going to just be a water hog, is that possible? I mean, how can we give it that English cottage formal garden look, but not end up having to use a ton of water?
Well, I try to do that on most of my homes, and a lot of that comes from deep watering.
Less frequent, but deeper.
Correct.
Yeah.
So when you water a lot, but then you water infrequently. So every couple days, driving the roots down, and it's really crucial when you first plant to really do that when you first install your garden.
Okay. So I haven't seen your final product yet, and for those of us who haven't yet as well, and what we will starting tomorrow, when we first step up to your space, kind of walk us through what's the first thing that we're seeing, and then where does the eye go? What's next?
Well, I guess it depends upon what angle, but the angle that the tour is set up for, you notice the trees. They're the deodars, and you're going to see them, and they, really give it that cottagey look. But as you walk through the crushed, the crushed rock pathways, I have a lot of pots that I've brought in for my the day.
Okay, how many pots? Because I am definitely a pot fanatic.
Oh, wow.
Well, not that kind of pot. Containers.
Containers. I would say pieces, pots, plinths, 14 or 15.
Okay, because I'm up to like 200 at our house.
Wow.
I'm a serious container gardener.
Yeah, well, there's not many small pots here. Everything is quite large. We do have a couple items that, first of all, that are like we were saying before, the first thing to catch your eye are the central fountain, which I brought in an English pump from England.
Oh, nice.
And it really is the central piece of the garden.
So you turned that into a fountain.
I did.
Another clever idea, isn't it? To just find something that you can repurpose and make it a water feature.
It was lucky that I really didn't have to do a whole lot. I had to seal it up, fix all the cracks, leaks, breaks. But then I had to bring in the pump and just turn it into a fountain. And I think it really came out great.
And what about lighting? Do you have some interesting lighting there in your cottage garden?
We do. We're using all LED lighting, so we draw very little power, and we've mostly just highlighted the trees. I didn't want to put a lot of path lights in. We have some in the fountain coming out of the water and along the path, and quite nice at night.
Well, tell everybody your website, John, so folks can see more of your work and get in touch with you if they want to.
Well, I am at www.jlaa.biz.
Very cool. John Lauterbach, thank you so much with the cottage garden, and we'll find you at the Showcase House starting tomorrow for the next several weeks, right?
I will be there.
Okay. Well, thank you again for sharing some of those pointers. I love the idea of purple, yellow, and orange. Oh, what a great color palette. So many good ideas. Well, it's been fun, hasn't it, talking about things that you can do to improve your home, to be smarter and be greener, thanks to our friends at Roto-Rooter and also the Energy Upgrade California program. Check them out, energyupgradeca.org. And thank you guys for listening as always. Now, remember, you can go back, go to cindydole.com, go to the on-air section where you can listen to shows, or you can download the app for that. And most importantly, email me this weekend to win your chance to win VIP tickets to see the Showcase House next Saturday. That's where we broadcast from next time. We're going to talk about the outdoor kitchen, the great room, the stream crossing, and the pool. The Go Green Expo goes on all day today and tomorrow, and so come by. And until then, have a great weekend. And the conversation continues, but remember this, the key is under the mat. Bye-bye.